This week's video, I'm going to be sharing with you the importance of having a morning routine and how you can structure a morning routine for your own. Hey guys, good morning. I'm about to bring you along on my 4 a.m. morning routine. Let's get the morning started. Let's hop into a quick voiceover. My alarm goes up at 4 a.m. every day. I try to make a beeline straight for the toilet to get washed up and get ready for the day ahead. The hardest part of each morning is probably getting into my cold shower, followed by the best part of the day, which is where I get my pre-workout going. 2 scoops of my favorite pre-workout. I'm currently on my fruit cherry flavored. I absolutely love it. I can't start my day without my pre-workout. So once I get my pre-workout done, I'm usually showered, I get dressed and get prepared for my walk down to Anytime Fitness. My gym is just down the road, so it's pretty convenient for me to just take a quick walk. On today, the day that I was shooting, however, was pretty odd because we had this air stewardess that was up and going at about early 4:30 in the morning. So it's like pretty weirded out. I usually make my way down to Anytime Fitness at 10 Kinrara, and this was a push day workout. I didn't film the whole workout, but I had about 4 movements to do, starting with my standing press. So I just shot that, and once I get done with my workout, I usually make my way home at about, guys, it's about 5:45 now. I just got done with the workout, heading back up to get ready for work today. Once I get home, I get a quick coffee going, my favorite Nespresso. I cannot have my Nespresso without my favorite 0 calories salted caramel syrup by Torani. If you haven't tried it, you're on a diet, you have to try it. I take about 20 ml with each cup of coffee, and I straight head into about 15 to 20 minutes to just pray and get myself centered for the day. Once I'm done with my prayer, I usually try to clear any outstanding emails from the night before that have not cleared. Mandy so happened to leave early that day, so I got a few moments to spend with her. Kayla usually wakes up at about 6:45, and I take about 30 minutes to prep her for the day, including getting her food going. Once she's done with breakfast, we usually try to head out of the house after getting all of our stuff packed for the day in a huge trolley, and we are off by about 7:15, and that is the end of our morning. Firstly, let me preface by saying that no matter how many morning routine videos you watch on YouTube, you're never going to be able to execute on all your protocols on a daily basis. There are going to be days where you're going to be able to follow your entire morning routine through, and there are going to be days where you are not. But what's most important is now you have a system through which your morning flows through, and that is the importance of having a morning routine. Let me start by telling you why a morning routine is so important. You may have heard this saying 1,000 times: win the morning, win the day. And whether you like it or not, there is a sequence of events that you run your morning through which makes up your morning routine. It's just a matter of whether you're consciously doing it or you're unconsciously just going through the flow. The second reason why a morning routine is important is built around this concept of chase or be chased. I'm sure you've had mornings where you wake up in the morning and you already feel like you are behind. You are behind schedule for your shower, which puts you behind schedule to leave your house, which puts you behind schedule at the time at which you arrive at your workplace. And by the time you settle in at work, you feel you have already lost an entire day. A morning routine simply puts you ahead. You are now ahead and you are chasing the next checklist, as opposed to being behind and feel like you are being chased by an agenda from the moment you wake up. Thirdly, peace. I absolutely abhor the feeling of being stressed or rushed from the moment I open my eyes until I get my day started. And I'm sure that you do too. Having a morning routine paces you throughout your day. And trust me, once you have your morning in order, the rest of your day will be structured and clear, leading to ultimately a much more peaceful life. So here are 3 easy steps how you can plan and structure your very own morning routine. Step 1. Components and protocol. Let's start with what makes you content. The dictionary defines contentment as the feeling of happiness and satisfaction. But contentment is also that feeling of going, I'm so glad I managed to get that done in my morning. Why we want to factor this as the first component is to get your motivation going, to even want to get your day started a little bit earlier in the morning. List down everything that you want to do in your morning that would make you feel content. To me, having a content morning involves having time to pray, train, clear my emails, and brew myself a cup of coffee. Once you've listed down your very own list of items that makes you feel content, we'll start working backwards to see how we can structure that and schedule that into your morning routine. Step 2, timing and duration. Each of us have a different time at which we start our workday. Some of us work remotely or we have flexible work hours, but some of us have to clock in at a specific time at an office. The time at which you start your work would be the time by which your morning routine ends. If you start your workday at 8:30 a.m., then you have to work your morning routine backwards to calculate how much time each of the protocol takes and how much and where does that lead you in terms of the time that you have to wake up. Step 3. All of your morning routines begin the night before. Listen, the bad thing about having a morning routine is that if you miss one of your morning routine protocols, you're honestly going to feel like shit and you feel like, oh my gosh, I have so many things to catch up on in my morning. So to have a strong morning routine is to make sure that you have your night routine planned and structured. You have to go to bed preparing and planning for the morning that is ahead. One protocol that I notice helps for a night routine is to have your clothes laid out for the next day on the night before. When you have your clothes laid out the night before, be it to get dressed for the gym or if you're going to be heading directly to work or even just something casual to start off your morning routine, having your clothes laid out does something to your mind where it triggers you to think that the moment you wake up, there is a sequence of events that you have to follow through. So that gives you a sense of being prepared ahead, not just for the night, but for the morning that is about to come. So to put it all together, there are 3 main things you're going to have to do to build a sustainable, structured morning routine for yourself. Number 1, components and protocols. Think about what makes you happy. What are things that you want to get done in the morning that will leave you feeling content with what's ahead of you for the entire day? Number 2 is fairly simple, timing and duration. Calculate the amount of time that you will need to complete each of these protocols. Add a bit of buffer there because as I said, it always takes a bit more time than you imagine. Now that you have the amount of duration that it will take for each of your protocols, work backwards from the moment where you start off your workday. That's where your morning routine should end and you structure your morning backwards. Last but not least, always remember that your morning routine actually starts the night before. So structure out an evening routine where you plan out what you're going to be doing the next day by just simply laying out your clothes the night before. That will give you a sense of urgency and keep at the top of your mind that the next morning you have a clear set of protocols that you're going to go through prior to starting your day. I honestly hope some of these tips help you structure your very own morning routine. Do let me know in the comments below if you have any suggestions or ideas on how some of these protocols have helped you or some things that you would suggest for me to add into my very own morning routine. Hope this helps. Hope this adds value to your life. If you enjoy content around productivity and personal development, do consider giving the channel a subscribe and I'll catch you in the next video next week.